Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to this episode of We Talk Talent Series Season 2. Those who have been following us know that We Talk Talent Series is a special initiative by the Economic Times HR World through which we interview senior HR leaders from the industry about the latest trends in the human resource management space, what are the challenges they are facing, and how they are overcoming them with respect to changing landscape of the workplaces today. So, with that, I would like to welcome our guest for today, Mr. Rajesh Kumar Singh, Global Head HR, KPIT. Welcome, Rajesh.
Yeah, hi. Thanks. And it's pleasure interacting with.
So, Rajesh comes with an experience of 21 plus years of leading HR across sectors like IT, telecom, pharma, banking, and healthcare. He has also been a co founder of OLITO, which is a healthcare startup focused on providing holistic solutions using brick and click mode. Rajesh is in postgrad from National University of Singapore and a PGPX from IIM Calcutta. His expertise lies in compensation and benefit, talent management, organization learning and development, analytics, HRBP and GeoHR, and shared services. Rajesh has been recognized by World HRD Congress for his great contribution in the human capital space. In his free time, he likes to explore his interest in investing, mentoring, cooking, traveling, and gardening. So you come from a technology space, and tech has been the biggest cause of the interruption and disruption taking place in the industries, along with, of course, the pandemic that we all have gone through in the past few years. So, with that, I would like to ask you to share a brief overview of the disruption and the transformation taking place in your industry.
First, I will like to cover the IT ecosystem, and then I will move to the mobility in IT, where we are a specialized player. So, COVID accelerated many of the trends which were already there. So, increased digitization, increasing automation also. It also provided, I believe, the talent and option and the flexibility, which was unheard of, especially in the IT space. So talent is available anywhere. They can work from anywhere. Our companies also have used this as a opportunity to ability to provide the flexibility to the talent and also work with the clients so that we can deliver the expected solutions and the services. A few more things which are going to shape the overall the technology industry is the increased amount of automation. I mean, while we are in early stage, but in the IT services space, definitely it is going to gather pace for many reasons. First is the cost imperative itself. So once we are able to make the bots or the effective use of the machine learning tools, then the incremental revenue which will come at a far higher revenue productivity per person than whatever we are getting now. The other significant change which is going to happen also is especially in the talent space. So this flexibility which COVID has provided, that people can work from anywhere, I think companies which are able to provide the required flexibility to the talent, so they will be able to attract the segment which they were not able to attract earlier, whether it is the mothers who had to take a break because of the workforce, or the freelancers, or the people who want to work at a little, I will say, at their own flexibility and the choice. So the so-called gig economy, I think this is going to gather pace. In mobility space, if we see the 3-4 mega trends are there, and KPIT's vision itself is linked to those mega trends. So we say that reimagining mobility with you for creation of a cleaner, smarter, and safer world. Now, cleaner means moving away from the fossil fuels, because the entire world is now worried about the climate change and the greenhouse gas emission and the associated significant disruption it is going to bring in every sector whether we are working. So, and most of the developed countries already have announced guidelines that by 2030 they will like to phase out fossil fuel driven vehicles. So we have one of the largest practices there, and safer, we know the significant amount of accidents happen because of the manual errors. So the moment we move to the driverless cars, and there is significant investment going on by many companies, it is one of the largest practice for KPIT also. We work with all the leading OEMs to help them in moving towards this autonomous driving. And then the whole use of the data or no, the diagnostic space also to create a better user experience. And multiple research are pointing to the direction that in a decade or so, the vehicle manufacturers will earn more revenue through data than the sale and the maintenance of the vehicle itself. So that itself is a significant change compared to 100 years. If we see, most of the OEMs or the vehicle manufacturers have depended on the selling of the vehicles and the spare parts and that rather than maintenance. This whole ecosystem is going to change rapidly in a decade or so.
Yeah, duly noted all the points, Rajesh. So, as you mentioned that the pandemic has given the rise to the hybrid work culture, and it has also led to the different expectations of the candidates when we hire them. So, how according to you, has the redefining factor in your employer brand to attract hybrid talent in a virtual context, since there has a lot changed over the period of time?
Yeah, so pandemic provided a great opportunity to us also to move digitally in all our talent interactions. So starting from the learning itself, so because all our offerings went digital, and whether it is the freshers or the laterals or for the leadership level also, the modules and the interactions also started happening in virtual mode, and the rigor went higher, I will say, compared to pre-pandemic. Because before pandemic, at least significant amount of interactions used to happen on the classroom. And for some regions, if people are working somewhere else or they have something else to do, then naturally the participation was less. Here, at least it gives the flexibility that the people who cannot, they can take the certifications or they can take the courses at the time of their convenience, and they can always take a pause and then they can come back later. So one is that the learning overall, the environment which we created from the all talent, from the fresher level to the leadership level, it went online. The secondly, the overall work during pandemic also, or now also, at least a significant amount of people continue to work from home. So, at least we are trying to give an option to the people, that the people who want to, they can work from wherever they want. We don't want to impose any regimented, I will say, norms. So we want to respect the wishes of the talent. Of course, it is aligned to our business needs also. In some cases, people will have to come to office, but there also our preference will be that we try to match employee aspirations with the business need. So flexibility, and I will say the learning offering to the talent, and overall also we also try to foster a deeper emotional connect with the people. And some of the way in which we have been assessing, in fact, our talent also, it has seen a change. So right now for the leadership level, the performance management, at least the behavioral part is 360-degree based, it's annual. So leaders' self-awareness have increased, how they are being perceived by their team members, by their peers. And we are going to roll it out for the entire organization. So what first thing is that many times people are not aware the impact of their behaviors on the colleagues or the team members. So one is that we increase the self-awareness, and secondly, then we also help them in making a better version of themselves. So they role model their behaviors. So during the pandemic itself, we also recalibrated our behaviors, and now we came up with the 7 behaviors which we call the foundation for our culture of excellence, which we want to assert in KPIT. And these are now part of our performance management system. So overall, if I have to say that to create a better value proposition for the people, we want to continue to give them the learning and the growth both, which will be one of the fastest in the industry. Also the flexibility to people to kind of what they want to do, from where they want to work to do, and also psychological safety of giving feedback to the leaders and to the managers, because the 360 feedback by design itself is anonymous. So The content is more important than who has said what. And then we also want to build everybody's journey in the developmental journey, making a better version of themselves.
Yeah, so those have been the expectations from the candidates to the company. Since those have been changing, since is the employer's expectations from the candidate as well, since the time has changed a lot. And with that, I would like to ask you, what is the primary skill while hiring a new talent you look for? Is it a technical skill, soft skill, or is it a combination of both? So what is your priority while hiring your candidate?
Yeah, so see, we are a tech company, so naturally the technological assessment is part of anybody who has to become part of this ecosystem. So that is a must. People have to have certain level of the skills, but more importantly, that we also look for learnability. So especially it's more important now in the world, because whatever you learn, the world is changing so fast at a place that unless you are able to unlearn and relearn yourself, you're not going to stay relevant. So we do have the assessment which focused on the technical side as well as the behavioral side. And we look for the people who are excited about working in the mobility ecosystem. And from our side, we provide them the learning and the growth, which is one of the fastest in the industry. So career-wise, also the people who do well, and everybody can expect promotion almost at the junior level every second year, because that is the growth KPIT is undergoing. And at middle and senior level also, almost majority of the positions we fill internally, because we want to create the talent we need rather than importing talent. Of course, for some specific skill, we always will keep hiring, but our intent is that we want to make KPIT the best place to grow. This is our value proposition to people also. So you come, KPIT is one of the fastest growing companies in this space, and our future also looks equally bright. So the people who become part of this journey, we will grow and they will grow with us.
Yeah, I think so. Learnability is as important as a candidate for organization, and both of them to grow together. So with that, I will come to my second question. What are the biggest challenge you are facing in talent acquisition space, and how do you plan to overcome them?
Yeah, so I mean, this is, while on the positive side, this is one of the fastest growth Indian IT has experienced in the previous 2 decades, but it also has created supply-demand mismatch. So naturally, the supply is less, and then it becomes more difficult, especially for the specialized and niche skills. But in fact, for vanilla skills also, it has becoming a challenge. So how we are trying to overcome is that, first, like I said, we are trying to create the talent we need. So we have increased significantly. Our focus is to increase the freshers hiring, and the freshers also we are trying to build a model on intensive-based hiring. So they worked a few months with us, so they also know what is kind of working in KPIT, and we also get to know them, what kind of value they bring, and more importantly, the behavior in the terms of learnability, teamwork, and collaboration. So it's an informed decision on the both sides. So the kind of company they want to work with and the kind of talent we want to work with. Acquisition challenges, we are almost similar what everybody else in the industry is facing. So naturally, like I said, that demand is more and supply is less. So we are having difficulty in many places also in moving with the speed with which we like to move. But at the same time, we have significantly enhanced our capacity also. Our recruitment team, in partnership with the leadership team, has done a phenomenal work in increasing the capacity to fulfill the positions. And we are also looking at a variety of options, not only the mix of talent from the lateral and the fresher side, but also the part-time or the freelancers or the women workforce who want to come to work. And we are also having a relook at the global model also. So not only looking from the offshore centric and the India perspective, but other markets from where also we can do. So basically, like I said earlier, we want to create the talent we need. So instead of depending on the ecosystem to supply us the talent, we are trying also to create the supply from our own side. It's a work in progress, but I think despite the significant challenges, we have made much progress in the last 1 year.
Thank you for all that points of duly noted. So with that, we have come to our last question of the interview, and that is, since the hiring space and the workspace has been evolved so much after the COVID and the disruption that we are all seeing, what is your employee engagement strategy, and how it has been changed post pandemic? Since there has been a lot of remote working, which can lead to a lot of disconnect from your colleagues and how they work and how you connect with them. So what is your strategy for that?
Yes, so overall value proposition to our talent is, I said earlier that we want to create a best place to grow for them, because we are growing very fast, and people should also, we want to grow them with us. And for growth, it's important that people keep themselves upskilling, both on the technical side as well as the behavioral side. So our learning offering itself has become digital, and now people can choose whatever they want at the pace they want at the time of their choice. Building the deeper emotional connect with the colleagues, managers, and leaders. I said that no, we did 360-degree feedback, and now this is part of our performance management system. So every year, everybody, including me, are going to get feedback from my team members, from my colleagues with whom I have significant work-related interactions on the behaviors, and then it will naturally going to increase the self-awareness. And we will also we also design interventions when we see that a segment of the people or the segment in one particular behavior, they need some help. Overall, the one significant positive side of the pandemic, like I said, that we have been able to give the flexibility to the people. And this hybrid model, or the giving flexibility to talent, is a long-term commitment from us. We don't want to mandate anybody to work from wherever they don't want to work. And I think people are highly appreciative of this fact also. So in the terms of making them better upskill themselves, giving them the kind of work they want to do, also from where they want to deliver, and fostering deeper connect with the leaders and the managers and the colleagues. I think this has worked well for us in the last 1.5 years, but we are a work in progress, and we like to do better in this all dimensions, so that people see us as the destination organization, the best talent from all over the globe, wherever they want to work on the mobility ecosystem. We become the number one choice for them.
Thank you, Rajesh. I think so audiences have taken down all the insightful takeaways from today's session. Thank you very much for taking out your time and being with us today.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, and I wish all the best to all the audience of this forum. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.